What's up? How y'all doing, fam? What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's good, family? How y'all doing? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, family? Give it 45 more seconds. We're gonna start. How y'all doing, family? Peace and love. Peace and love. How y'all doing? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, family? What y'all doing? What's going on? We're gonna start in 20 seconds, y'all. 20 seconds. We're gonna start. How y'all doing, family? Peace and love. Peace and love. Yeah, peace and light too. That's sir. Yes, sir. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. What's good, family? How y'all doing? So I wanted to give y'all notice, a lot of people might don't see my post in my community tab, but I do have an upcoming Zoom class, right? So the upcoming Zoom class is mainly the same thing I be talking about here on live, right? So pretty much we doing the understanding credit criteria Zoom, right? Why is this important? The reason why understanding credit criteria is important because you have many people that tell you online, just get a good credit score, right? So I'm going to show you guys what it means to have certain criteria on your credit and what exactly do banks look at. Now, of course, I know I told you guys that some of y'all already understand it. So if you already know or understand it, it's good to still get more insight because every institution is different. So let me get this straight. So a lot of banks that I'm gonna be showing you guys like what to get lending from or how much money you're trying to get. I'm pretty much gonna be going over your credit and I can tell you exactly what you can get because everybody's situation is different. You have some people with excellent credit reports. You talking about 760, two mortgages on their credit, or 7 auto loans and 5 personal loans that they paid off. Those people are undeniably will get approved for everything realistically. So I wouldn't necessarily say it would be hard for them to get into any institution, but you might have those with questionable credit. Questionable credit would be 1, 2 accounts that's in good standing, right? Or you might have them, they might have 2, 3 credit cards that's in good standing. That's cool, but everyone's different. You get what I'm saying? And my goal is to come up with a game plan for those who really want to understand it. So if people want to learn credit or people want to understand like how certain lending goes, come to class and learn about this information. So what I'm gonna be talking about is I'm gonna be teaching y'all credit criteria. I'm gonna teach you guys what banks that I prefer people to go to, what banks I personally dealt with. Of course, we're talking about Navy. That's one of the banks, but exactly what do they look for as far as my credit report? And also, we're gonna be mindful of what credit bureaus do certain companies run. Because every bank does not run the same credit bureau. Like you might have a Wells Fargo. Real Wells Fargo run Equifax. You might have a PNC Bank. PNC Bank runs strictly Experian. You might have a credit union like Navy Fed. If you're applying for a certain credit card, like say if you're applying for the Green Rewards card, they're gonna run Experian. But if you're applying for anything else, personal loans, auto loans, mortgages, they're gonna run all three for the mortgages. But as far as auto loans, they run TransUnion. You get what I'm saying? So you just need to understand certain things to look out for. Yeah, you need certain things to look out for. And the goal is just come up with a game plan for you. The same thing that I'm following, the same thing that I'm doing. I'm just gonna be showing you guys exactly what I'm doing because in order to be a good teacher, you have to be teaching exactly what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So step by step, how to do it, what to do, how to put some money on it. Say if you don't have no money, what is the game plan to get some money? That's all gonna be in the talks, especially for you homeowners. So if you already own a home, we can talk about that. But if you guys don't own a home, it's a different strategy that you got to take or a different approach. But for the most part, I'm just talking to people who might have okay, decent credit and they want to know, hey, what can I do with it? I look at inquiries. That's important. I look at certain accounts that's on your credit. That's important. I might tell you, hey, I need you to start off with this PNC business credit card. That's important. Now, for those who already have something going, say if they got $100 or $50,000 stuck in the bank, I can say you can go ahead and grab a 5% down payment on a construction loan, and I can show you what site to find the blueprints for to build you a house. And if you find that house and you can build a house, let's just say for $200,000, and you can turn around and sell a house for $310,000, that's $110,000 profit, especially if the home take up to 100 days to build. You get what I'm saying? So I look at all those avenues, everything. Yes, family. Yes. Yep. But I look at all of that. You pay attention to everything, how much money you got, how much you got to save, how much you got to spend, how much equity you working with your home you with. You get what I'm saying? What's on your credit report like? I look through all that. And then if you, like I said, if you're a beginner, I know places to start you. And if you already experienced, you have a decent profile, everything look good on your credit criteria, I can show you exactly where to go. But I am going to say this, just for people who even thinking about coming. I'm going to rank this. If you don't have real estate on your credit, I'm going to put you on the low end. If you don't have an auto loan over $50,000 on your credit, I'm still going to put you on the low end. You need one of those, either auto loan over $50,000 or any real estate loan, whether that be a $100,000 mortgage, a $75,000 mortgage, $250,000 mortgage, or even $1 million mortgage. You need to have something substantial in your report for me to even consider you to be on the high end. You get what I'm saying? Because you can have 100 credit cards on your account. That's good. That's a good start. But you need to put something substantial so I can look at. You get what I'm saying? So that's good, family. Okay. As far as the details for the Zoom, I'm gonna copy and paste it, and I'm gonna put everything in the description. So you guys can go on my community tab and go to the third thing that I posted, and you will see like the Zoom class. But for those who want to get right in tune, I'm gonna put it in the description once I'm done with this video. Yeah. So basically, that's what we're gonna be talking about. That's the main thing we're gonna be talking about. Nothing special, nothing that's really gonna make you like, oh, I don't understand it. You're gonna clearly understand it, because if you understand the content that I'm saying right now and how I'm putting it in context, you're gonna understand the Zoom. And also for those who get it, I am gonna give everybody a free recording. So if I do decide to record it, which I should be able to, now if I do end up recording it, that's when you guys can text me, request a recording. And if I see that you actually paid for the Zoom, I'm gonna send you over the recording just to go over it, just say if you missed something. And we're only gonna go over a few banks, and I'm gonna show you exactly what you might can get. Whether you with USAA, whether you with Navy, PenFed, Truist Bank, you get what I'm saying? And also, let me make this clear. Whether you have a social, CPN number, EIN number, Duns and Bradstreet number, all of it still applies. Every one is different. And the reason why I came up with the method EIN, this is for those who have terrible credit reports, terrible credit scores, fully in debt, and they want to start over. But for those who have socials and they on a clean slate and they never mess themselves over with student loans, bankruptcies, and stuff like that, you can use your social, because like I tell people, I use both. I use my EIN at times and I use my social. The only difference between using your social and using your EIN is the social is public, the EIN is private. Meaning the social security number, every time you apply for something, the Social Security Administration has information and documentation that certain accounts belong to you. And they also, it's all public records. So the IRS have your bank account records. Everyone else have your information. It's all in public records. But any accounts that you open up with the EIN number, they don't have those records. Now, the flip side to the EIN in certain cases, if you ever want to buy real estate, it becomes extremely hard to get through with buying real estate using the EIN, because every mortgage lender runs Social Security Administration. Everyone I had ran into ran Social Security Administration. You get what I'm saying? And it's very hard to get through those cracks. And I'm not talking about like a regular application. They do a thorough check to see if that Social Security number matches the Social Security Administration. That's one loan that I haven't ever obtained yet using the EIN. Everything else I can get, personal loan, business credit cards, auto loans. But when it comes to getting real estate, you can't get it. That's why it's best to get it under your social. Now, if you get it under your social, you know, it's good to go legit. Just go with your social, because whether you use your social or your EIN, you can get rich both ways. You can go even further with your social, but you can't mess up, and you can go further with your EIN, but you can mess up. That's the difference. So if I mess up $150,000 credit card on the EIN, oh well, you know, you can start over. But if you mess up $150,000 credit card on your personal social, it's a different story. So the way I teach about credit is you want to establish yourself, but you also want to build more, because you want to multiply the amount of credit that can be extended to you. You don't want to just run off with something so small and just have a blast at it. You want to ask yourself, what can I do next? What systems can I put in place? What can I do to actually enhance my profile even more? What items do I need? What type of lending am I looking for? You get what I'm saying? So you got to look at all of those factors. That's the main thing you want to look at. That's the main thing you want to seek out, you know? Because like I tell people, it don't matter which one you use. You can use either one. I know a lot of people go against it, like, oh, don't use the social. Use it. Especially if you use it for credit purposes. You ain't got to use it any time in your life. You can use it for strictly credit. That's what it's for. Use it for credit. But just remember, this is your real number. You can dispute it. Of course, you can use consumer law. You can dispute it, because I disputed evictions off my credit. Not evictions. You know, like if you left the apartment and they put like a collection on your credit, that's considered an eviction still. So I had to take off a $4,100 eviction. No, I think it's $4,300 eviction off my credit. And I had to take it off all 3 credit bureaus. My man, Ricky Light, y'all got to hit him up. He took it out for me. You get what I'm saying? So by him taking it off my credit, that enhanced my personal profile even more. Then he threw a secure line of credit. Then my uncle helped me out with that. You get what I'm saying? So the social suited up. But I still got way more to build, because I got collections, 1 collection account still on there. So, you know, you can build your social out. If you mess up, you're going to have to go through a long process of rebuilding it. And you don't want to mess up with your social. Okay. No, not to my understanding. It would be extremely hard to get a house with an EIN number. It would be extremely hard. You can get approved or pre-approval, but as far as actually getting approved through the underwriting, no. I'm gonna tell you why. Underwriting do a thorough investigation on your number. They do a thorough investigation. They don't just look at it and say, oh, pass it along. No, I'm talking about when you first buying a home, when you first apply for a home, and firstly, let's just say if your credit passed the initial stages and your loan officer give you a pre-approval. Then they send it to underwriting. Underwriting gonna spit that whole thing out and say, this is not a valid Social Security number. Tell them send in their real Social Security number. You're gonna be like, what the heck? How do they know? Because they go through the Social Security Administration. They don't allow any loan to pass their system without that SSN when you first get a mortgage. Now, is it impossible? No, I'm not gonna say that. But from my understanding and my knowledge, they do a thorough investigation. Because I went through the process with the mortgage already with the EIN. You get what I'm saying? So you can try it if you want. Yeah, use the social for the mortgage. Like anytime you want to buy real estate, use your social. And I really, like I tell people, right? If you're looking at it legit and you're just trying to build, multiply, build, multiply, build, multiply, use your social. But if you want to build up to a point where you know you're going to break it or you're not going to be consistent, use your EIN. And sometimes the flip side to using EIN numbers, you can have a bank account for a year if they run your number just randomly from the to the Social Security Administration, and they found out that it's not a SSN, they can close your bank account. They'll give you your money back, but they'll just close it out. That happened to me with like 3 of my accounts. I had them for a while, and suddenly they just closed out. Like my Chase closed out of nowhere. I had a Chase bank account for over 1 year and 2 months, and out of nowhere they just closed everything. Business credit cards, closed those. Oh, what the heck? I had a bank account with what, Navy? No, not Navy. Navy found out that I ain't had an SSN, so they ended up closing out that account. Who else? PNC. Same thing with them. They closed out my account because they found out the EIN wasn't an SSN. Some banks you had those problems. And I got some banks that I'm still with, still to this day, but eventually they're gonna close out. Some of them. It can happen. It can happen, family. How much you trying to get? Hold on. Will and 6. How much credit line are you trying to get? Let me know. And also I'm gonna do it like this, right? So this is another thing before he tell me how much you're trying to get, right? When we run the credit criteria, I'm gonna have everybody log in to like the Equifax, Experian, or whatever the case, right? And I'm gonna personally help you guys through it. I'm gonna call people. I say, how many accounts is on your credit? That just says someone say, hey, I have 6 accounts. Okay, I'm gonna look through the accounts. What do the accounts say? They might say I have a $5,000 credit card. When was the date it was open? They might say 2 years ago. And I'm saying, what else you have? They might say I got a personal loan. How much the personal loan was for? They might say the personal loan was for $2,000. Okay, I'm gonna put that into perspective, right? So let's just say if they have a auto loan, let's just say if the auto loan $10,000, when you originally got the auto loan, let's just say if it's 3 years ago, that's an installment. You get what I'm saying? So I factor all those in, and then I look at the other accounts, and I look at the score. I look at how many inquiries you have. I look at your oldest account, and I look at the highest debt that you ever owed. So if 10,000 was the highest debt you ever owed, I wouldn't suggest you go out there and ask for $100,000. I wouldn't suggest you go out there and ask for 50,000. But let's just say if a person say, man, I got a $655,000 home I'm paying off. I've been paying on it for 4 years. Oh yeah, you can go ask for 100. It won't be nothing to ask for 100,000. Or if you want 200,000, it won't be nothing to ask for. The bank can give it to you. Especially if you coming in with that type of debt on your credit and you very consistent with your payments, you never miss the payment. Yeah, they give it to you. And you can have a 620 credit score. And guess what? A person can come in there with 780 credit score. But by their credit report being so insufficient, the banks will be scared to lend it to you. Like I say, they want to give you the money. The banks want to give it to you. They giving the shit away. They want to give it to you bad. But the problem is like, if I give it to them, will I get my money back? I won't take a bet or a chance on a person with a $10,000 limit. The highest limit he ever received was $10,000 to let him borrow 100. That would be almost insane. You get what I'm saying? But this man with this $655,000 home he paying back, I could trust him with 100. This man who's paying back $150,000 car note, I can trust him with this 100,000. Not fully, but enough to let me know that he's realistic on, like he's good on his word. You get what I'm saying? And they ain't looking at no credit. They ain't the first thing they look at. Oh, he got an 800 credit score. We sold. People think banks look at it like that. No. They look at an 800 credit score. That's a nice score. They check the meat and the bones of this profile. So when they see the profile naked, ain't nothing on there. Next. Tell him he denied. Next, that was a waste of inquiry. You get what I'm saying? So the banks want you to put more and more debt on your credit report to establish a longer history. You get what I'm saying, family? Yeah. So they want you to do it like that. Yeah. Yeah, family. It's just to create money. Most people don't know that banks don't loan their money. Facts. Banks do not own. Banks do not loan you any money. That's true. They need your signature to loan it to you. But one thing I will tell you that the bank won't. The bank also needs surety because the banks can jam themselves up too. Because the banks need surety. They need to make sure that you're going to pay back that debt. That's all they want to make sure you pay back that debt. As long as you're able to pay back the debt, the banks is cool. You good, the bank's good. As long as you're able to pay back that debt. Yes, family. Thank you, Peter, too. Thank you. I appreciate it, family. Family. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, the bank, like I said, high risk borrowers. I've been saying that for a while because it's true. People can be high risk borrowers. You go into the bank and want 200,000, 300,000, and you don't got nothing sufficient on your report, you're a high risk borrower. Not saying that you can't never get to that point, but you still gotta be realistic. Like, who gonna give you that type of money and you ain't putting nothing on your credit? That's the whole goal of me getting a mortgage. Putting something on my credit, that's sufficient. How I'm talking about going to the bank and grabbing 150,000 and they ain't got nothing on my credit. I got some good stuff on my credit, but not to get no $150,000 without them second guessing it. You get what I'm saying? Look, this is why I got on my credit before the mortgage, right? I had got a rental history on mine that is showing that I paid $500 a month. I got that through Credit Karma. Go to Credit Karma, get a rental history agreement. Another company that I went through, um, somebody was using almost the same name as me. So I got a Wells Fargo account that's been open for 3 years on my credit. That's cool. And I got a hospital bill on my credit that was paid off. That was good too. And two secure cards. That's okay, but that's not nothing. It's not nothing really. It's good to get you more credit cards and actually can get you a mortgage. But once you put that meat and bones on your credit, then you can go in and chase and ask for a business line of credit. And you can ask them, hey man, I need to borrow 150,000. I need to borrow $220,000. And once they run your personal credit, because that's all they basing everything off of. These not the old days where they just run business credit. Banks don't even run business credit. You know, a lot of people was under that presumption that banks actually run business credit. I'm talking about when you get a business line of credit or any business loan, they do not run your business credit at all. Because people mixing this up, right? This is what people think. People think banks actually running it. No, the companies that run your business credit is when you apply for corporate financing. That's when you go, like, let's just say Granger or something like that, right? And you apply for like their products, or you go to Apple product financing, or you go to Verizon and you trying to get like a hundred phones, or you trying to get 100 tablets, or you go to another company and you applying strictly for commercial credit. That's the only people that gives people um that allow people to run strictly business credit. But if you want to run like if you want to get something crazy like actual cash, or you want to get a line of credit that they give you a credit card you can withdraw however much you want, they're gonna have to run your personal credit. Whether you a small corporation or a big corporation, for the most part. That's exactly what I've seen throughout my history. Now, it's certain banks that do lend on that corporate capacity, and the banks that I know, the credit card, I'm gonna say the credit companies I know is American Express corporate. So you got to search up American Express corporate, and you can apply for a corporate credit card. And guess what they do? They still run a soft pull on your personal credit. If they When they run your corporate credit, you got to have a certain time to be in business. They ain't talking to you if you under 5 years old. They're not talking to you if you're under 5 years old. You got to be 5 years and better for them to even trust you. And on top of that, you got to make what, $3 million on the thing, yeah, annually, for them to even take you serious. You got to have a real company website and everything. Yep. So yeah, it's very important to know. Like, this whole credit game, you want to know it. You want to know what's going on. You want to know how to build yourself up. And some people don't have a plan. Let's just say there's people out there that don't have a plan. Just do real estate. But it's a certain way you do real estate. Let me just explain it like this. Please let me explain it. The people that we see on YouTube, oh, I became a real estate wholesaler. I've been doing digital real estate for 30 years. Look, you don't have to do that shit. Please, you don't. If you have a lot of money, let's just say if a person who dumb, who don't not dumb, but ignorant to finances, and let's just say they sitting on 200,000, right? It's people like that, and they want to say, hey, I want to invest into real estate, or I want to find deals, right? All you have to do, go to any mortgage lender or any mortgage company and have your CPA organize your tax filings, right? You can go to any CPA, you can go online and find you a CPA. If they organize your tax filings and you got all your bank statements in place, you can put 5% down towards a construction build. And let's just say the construction build, you can go on any website and you can look at homeblueprints.com or you can look at home blueprints. And it's a whole thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of blueprints that's selling online. You could buy as low as $40. You could buy as high as 10,000, depending on which blueprint you buy. But I see cheap ones like 300, 400. You can buy your home blueprint and you can talk to any builder in the country, whether you contact Toll Brothers, TriPoint, Perry Homes, that's who I went through, Highland Capital, whatever, whoever you want to name. So let's just say the blueprint you found, you're gonna look at the material list. You can go to Home Depot and look at the material list, and your builder gonna go over the material list with you. The builder might say the materials is gonna cost us 45,000. The labor and everything like that is gonna cost us 110,000. The property where you want the house to be built at gonna cost you 50, 60,000. Let's just say if he said the whole build will cost you 150,000, right? Okay, cool. Now you will look at your appraisal, right? You will do the comps in that neighborhood. So if you build a house, let's just say it's 3,000 square feet. You build a 3,000 square feet home, and let's just say after the completion, with the amount of square feet footage of the house and how the house look and everything like that, you're gonna look at the price, the highest ever sold in that neighborhood. You're gonna look at the lowest. You're gonna be right in the middle, somewhere around there, right? Let's just say for 200,000, it took you to build, right? Let's just say if the house will potentially sell for 510,000, right? That's $310,000 in profit. Now, for the entire build, it's 200,000. Your bank only care if you deposit 5%. So 5% of 200,000 is $10,000. You go right to cross country mortgage, where I went through, and apply for a construction loan. Now, this is what you tell them if you don't want to put that much down. I want a vacation home, right? Okay. They're gonna say, okay. You apply for a vacation home. Vacation home, get financed, the construction start. The company tell you anywhere between 80 to 140 days, right? Okay. You wait out the 80 to 140 days, and that's completed. Now you pay the closing costs. Since the closing cost is um 20,000. 20,000 for the closing costs. Let's just hypothetically say it's 20,000. So you pay the closing costs. You out of pocket $30,000. Now, the very next day after receiving the property and it's closed and everything, you wait to get the title, documents, deeds, and all that. Boom. Everything went through the system. You put it back up for sale. You put it instantly back up for sale. And you can do it the next day. You don't even need the deed. You can put it up for sale the very next day. Now, let's just say you put it up for sale, brand new home, 510,000. You sold it. Go through the title process again, title fees. You might not have to pay realtor fees if you don't even have a realtor. You can go on Redfin and list your house yourself, or you have a listing agent. And they'll list it for you. Only 1% of the deal, so that'd be $5,100 that you will give the listing agent. They listed, you sold it. Now you walked away with $305,000, and anyone can do that. That didn't take rocket science. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to move fast. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. Many of us was brainwashed by YouTube and TV and people lying to us. And you own the project. You own the product. You own that construction build. You own it. You own that entire thing. Even if you want to buy a duplex, you put 5% down towards buying a real estate investment. And if it's $1 million, 5% down is $50,000, and you'll just make the passes off that. Like me, I'm more into the building side. Some people into the just buying and renting out. It's cool. However you want to do it is up to you. But I'm just speaking for me. In my situation, I'd rather build a home and go through a builder and we can get this thing started. Some people rather go and rent it out, or they might want passive income. You would do it the same way. So if you want an investment property, you would say, hey, I want to buy this co-way building. How much is it? $3 million. 5% of $3 million is okay, 300, $150,000. Now the good thing about it is you might buy for 3 million, but it might be worth 3.5 million. So if it's worth 3.5 million, that's $500,000 in equity. So some banks will let you get up to 90% of equity in your home. So 90% of 500,000 is 450,000. So if you get a HELOC from the bank that you already financed from, they'll give you $450,000. So they give you $450,000. You can take that 450,000, go get you two more buildings. You can put 150 on each one. So now you got three buildings, and you probably have half a million equity in that, half a million equity in that. You borrow another 450,000 each. That's 900,000. You take that 900,000 and you go ahead and build a building yourself. So if the build is 5 million and you only got to put down, say if you're walking away with 1.3 million 50, so you putting down $500,000 towards a $5 million build. That's 10% down. But if you do 5% down, that's 250,000 towards a $5 million build, and you keep $1.1 million, and you getting passive income. They included that. I haven't even included that if each unit, say if you got 10 units each building, 30 units, and you making, let's just say a stack, that's 30,000. But that 30,000 only getting dumped off into the mortgage. You're not even worried about keeping that. You ain't worried about pocketing that. You throwing that to the mortgage. But you walked away with 1.1 million, and then you got 20, 30 other projects. So why people telling you, man, find us a deal. Go to knock on people's doors and probably get shot in the head, or just knock on people's doors and ask them do they want to sell their homes, versus you can just start like that. But if you're not at that area in your life, I would say start off with some small, like getting a business line of credit, you know. But that's when checking your credit criteria comes in. That's when checking your credit criteria comes in. I can't just tell you to do anything or say anything if you ain't in position. The goal is to be in position. I'm just speaking for those who got little money. Even if you got 50 or 100,000, you got something to work with. Especially by me explaining a construction loan to a lot of people. Maybe people will call my lender and be like, hey, how do this work? How do that work? You don't have to tell them your whole plan. That's the thing. You don't have to tell them your whole plan. You get what I'm saying? You don't gotta tell them nothing. You just say, hey, it's a vacation home. They're not gonna question that. Their goal is to write up as much loans as they can. They want to make the money off the interest. Let them make their money. You make your money, let them make their money. Just like that. Yeah. Yeah. Whether you do real estate, whether you sell cars, you got to start somewhere. And my foot, I want to do the real estate. That's just where I'm at. And then I shift over. That's when I go to Lamborghini, put down 30,000, and rent a car out, and rent the car out for 2,500 a day, and make 75,000 passively every month. And because I know the rental will get sold out every single day in a certain city in a certain time area, especially if we don't put that much restrictions. I'm not going to be far off in the state and no one can see me. I can be downtown Chicago, and it will get rented out every single day. It's not one day that Lamborghini will not get rented out. Not one single day a brand new Lamborghini Aventador Model S, I want to say. I think it's called a Model S, that it won't get rented out. It's not one day, especially for 2,500, and it's accessible, meaning people can actually get it. Not that they got to go through a whole waiver, because I'm going to put the best insurance on there. It's going to have the best insurance policy. Probably put $1 million in coverage on that thing from State Farm. And after you put $1 million in coverage, you put corporate protection on it. You ain't put it at like you just own it. You put it under the corporation. So you ain't got to put your name on it. And you can rent it out every single day with full insurance, full coverage, and everything. Yeah, you do it like that, family. You do it just like that. So that's what we're gonna be talking about, really, family. We're gonna be talking about credit criteria. We're gonna be talking about a game plan. I'm gonna be looking over y'all credit reports myself. If y'all want me to check our credit reports out, I'll check it out for you. You know, or if you want to read out your accounts, I'm gonna show you exactly how to read them out, just so we can have an understanding of what's going on. And then I'm gonna show you what primaries you could put on your credit. Like this, what primary you could put on. This, what primary you want to put on. And if you want to be honest, I wouldn't recommend one primary. I recommend 3 to 4 primary accounts. Not 3 to 4. I go higher than that. 10 primary accounts if you want to be realistic to start yourself off for real. But you still gonna be okay, but you're not gonna be in the best until you put something real on your credit. The primaries can put you in a position to get the auto loan. Let's just say the auto loan 75,000. You making payments on that, and it might enhance you even more. Chase, what's up, King? Oh, just hit me up, fam. Scotty, just text me or something like that. My phone number is 224-463-1848. Again, 224-463-1848. But for the most part, family, look, that's the goal right there. We're gonna have everything put in place. I'm gonna make sure everybody is straight. I'm gonna make sure everybody who on the Zoom call, we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna get right to it. Um, Not nothing much. You can rewind the king. You will see everything we was talking about. We went through like the real estate. We went through, checking your credit criteria. We went over what makes a strong profile. We went over, what is the high risk borrower. But you guys have the concept. As long as you have the concept, you can apply these same principles. Just like I made that post, uh, people thinking to get rich, you had to invent the next light bulb, or you had to come out with a brand new water or something like that. But that's not even necessarily the case, because 99% of companies, all they do is get financing from banks. Your greatest real estate moguls, whether it be Grant Cardone, whether it be Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki borrowed $600 million from the bank. Borrowed $600 million. So if it was at 5% down, $30 million he has to put down. So if he had to borrow 30 a $600 million property at $30 million down, and he make passively like passive income of, let's just say if he make 40-50 million a year passive income, that's insane. Not even that. I would really say 50 to 100 realistically. If you want to talk about, because I know $100 million project, you can get you over 2,000 units, and within that 2,000 units, that's over $2 million a month. Yeah, 2,002. That's $2 million a month. So you got 600 million. You times that, man. Yeah, damn. Yeah, he can damn near make $144 million a year. He can make 144 million a year just off passive income. I don't know, fam. I can't control that. So a lot of people who getting these nine numbers that starting with the EIN that start with the nine number, that's out of my control. That's the IRS. So if the IRS is giving y'all nine numbers, you better call them and see what the hell going on. Because I know when I started applying for them back in 2022, I was getting all eight numbers. All my numbers start with an eight. And then when like late 22 started happening, man, they start hitting everybody with nine numbers. So we might see this nine wave going on for a long time. Some people got to go back to CPN numbers. Some people got to go to PIN numbers. Now, if you already have an EIN number prior to everybody getting nine numbers, you better stick on to that, because I got 3 EIN numbers I got to stick on to. I can't even use no new ones because everybody getting nine numbers. So I still keep my EIN numbers, and whatever false accounts might come up on my credit, I got to be able to dispute it. Yep, I got to be able to dispute it. So if you get a nine number on your credit, you got to watch my video, how to create a personal credit profile using your Dun and Bradstreet number. Please watch that video, because that video I explain how does banks look at your number. Like I went over everything. So search up TaquaneX, how to create a personal credit profile using your Dun and Bradstreet number. So if you watch that, you're gonna be like, yeah, he got a point. You're gonna be like, yeah, he got a point. Because you know each state that you was born in, like say if you was born in Wyoming, they might say your social should start with a 4. Say if you live in Illinois, all of our social start with 3. And you want me to tell you something crazy when I found out about that? I don't know who the hell found this information. It must be a nerd or something like that, a hacker or something. So I got a social security number allocation form, and this form pretty much explains all like say for instance it tell you everywhere of every region how the social security administration issue numbers. So it show you if you live in Illinois your number start with a 3. A lot of our brothers who live in Florida, man, what number start in Florida? I forgot. Damn, I forgot. I know New York, they what they say, like a 4 or 3, no, 1. I think they say if you live in New York your social start with a 1. If you live in California your social start with something else. If you're near those states, it might start with a 4, but it might have a 4 too. Like I know, even if you live in Illinois, say if I'm born in '95, our social start with a 3-3. You get what I'm saying? I know some people social start with 360. You get what I'm saying? So I know people whose social start with different numbers of different times, but I know in every region is different. So Illinois is not the same as Florida. Florida not the same as California. California is not the same as New Hampshire. So the way the Social Security Administration issue out the numbers is crazy. Yeah. So you're right, bro. So 5. So if you live in the state of Florida, 9 times out of 10, your Social Security number start with a 5. Thank you, bro, for clarifying that. So yep, I got that form, that social security number. That like this is when everybody started hitting the CPN. So when everybody was like, I want to create a CPN, I want a CPN. That's when people learned about it. Like, okay, this how to properly make a CPN. Now the reason why I don't really deal with the CPN because it's not a government issue number. So when you put a CPN, it's easy for the bank system to automatically detect it and spit it back out. But if it's an IRS issue number, it's already stamped. So that number is easy to use to create a profile. It's easier. You get what I'm saying? Now, the reason why you can't use a NAN number, because NAN number in the banking system always translate to I-10 number. So the number is formed because the Social Security Administration have never dispensed Social Security numbers that start with a 9. The 8 is okay, but it's questionable still. I got through a lot with the 8. I got through with a lot with the 8, but the 9 you're not getting through with. You're not getting through with the 9. Not with the 9. Yeah, still working. Yeah, you still can get auto loans from Chase. That stuff don't go away. Just because I did it and everybody doing this. This is the thing. Everybody getting over on the banks. This ain't nothing new. People who got good credit getting over on the banks. People who got CPN numbers getting over on the banks. People doing all this to get over on the banks. But the problem is, I'll tell a lot of people this. Utilize the banks to your best ability to make more in life. Getting away with a little car or whatever, man, you want to make sure you get to a point where the banks trust you entirely. You want to build up a relationship with them. It's good to pay off certain debt because it's good to build that relationship with them. Trust me, when you build a good relationship with them, they'll keep giving you money. They're not gonna stop. Because that's how you think banks get paid. You think banks just get paid just because? No, banks have to get paid off the debtor. But they have to have a reliable debtor that they can trust to pay their back. Because if they don't have nobody to pay them back, the banks can't trust you. It's a system. Yeah. Some social security numbers start with a 0. Yep. So if you got a 0 on your social, it start oh man. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I want to say West Virginia, I think, start with a 0, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. I gotta look through the list again. If y'all want me to list that list of the Social Security allocation form, let me know, and I actually would list it for you guys just to show y'all exactly how it's marked. And actually, if you live in those states, you probably can see what number your Social Security number start with. I am gonna upload that list real soon. I had put it on my video on how to create a DUNS number, but I just showed the form. I haven't, I never posted it. Just that form. Put it in the Telegram chat. Man, I ain't been on Telegram in so long, bro. I ain't been on Telegram in a minute. We gonna have them talks. Y'all, man, if y'all ever came on my Telegram, man, we be talking about some deep stuff. I remember we was talking about all the credit plays, but the goal is y'all gotta execute it. Y'all have to execute it. After y'all get this type of information, you gotta execute. Learn more about it. Execute on on this level. Just do like just start where you're gonna start, but try to figure out what can you do. Like what's the next thing? You ain't gotta be the smartest person in the world. Just understand how the banks lend. You can put yourself in a position to get however much you want just to start whatever you want to start. You got a skateboard company, if you got a cell phone company, if you're a hacker, whatever you're trying to do, figure out a way how you can implement and put your credit exactly where you need it to strengthen your profile to go in there and grab whatever you want. Because, like I say, the banks that I'm talking about is easy banks. You got banks out here extremely hard to get approved from. Trust me, there's some banks out here that you could never play with them like that. You got to come correct. It's some banks out here you got to come correct. You got to come correct. You go to Bank of America, they ain't talking. You gotta have something. You gotta have something for them. A secure card ain't gonna be enough. Secure card can get you a mortgage, but you're gonna have to get some. And you want me to tell you why it's so easy, y'all, to get mortgages? Because mortgages has the highest lien security. That means that mud can't get transferred, hid, or nothing without the lien holder. And the banks trust that because remember, a mortgage is a bank highest paying asset. There's not one loan on this planet that supersedes the average day-to-day American who have mortgages. Because remember, the housing market dictates the US dollar. So when mortgage rates go up, that means the dollar is losing value. Mortgage rate go down, that's when the dollar increase value. Because it goes by the housing market. That's how our dollar is exchanged in the global as I know it's stuff behind the scenes, but in the global as it's really the housing market. You get what I'm saying? And so it's easy to get a mortgage. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's easy. If you make, let's just say, if you make 75,000 and better, you can get a mortgage. You get a mortgage. Gotta get the case over with now. And now they ain't gonna give it back to me. I have to give me another one. But for the most part, they gonna give me another one. Cause when I sue their ass, I'm gonna make sure that they buy me a plethora of them, so they can keep it. I don't even want it no more. I want to get something new anyway, but they gonna pay for that. I'm gonna make sure they pay for that. I ain't got the first one that I lost. You get what I'm saying, King? I ain't get the first one that I lost. But back to what I was saying, family. So as far as like getting a mortgage, if you make like 75,000 and better, you can get one. You get a home easy. And I want you guys to put that on y'all credit. But I also want you guys to learn how to use it too. I don't want you guys to live in a home, be kicked up like, I got a house. No, it's not for that. It's cute and all that, but it's a bigger picture. You use that to figure out, okay, I can get a renovation line of credit. So if you buy a house that's not brand new and it needs some work, you can put 200 or $100,000 worth of renovations in your home, put the equity at 200,000 to borrow against it, and that goes your construction build. You put towards that construction build. Now you sitting back waiting till that's done and go ahead and get that house sold, and now you bringing in more money. You know, because trust me, as fast as the bank will give you a mortgage, they'll take it too. They'll take it in a heartbeat. But don't get me wrong, like if it was a situation like that, you already know me. I'm a discharger, but my goal is to build relationships. Discharging is cool, but I don't want to waste time doing that. I'd rather multiply everything. You know how long it would take to discharge? Like if I had to fight a mortgage, right? I had to keep going back to court, filing these letters, doing this, challenging the contract. Uh, what's that word I'm looking for? A transfer of venue, meaning um, I'm going to change it from state court to federal court, place it on the federal level, challenge the debt, prove that the bank never lent me any money, have the bank admit that they never lent me money, then eventually get the judge to default, not default. but grant me in my favor to win over the mortgage. And then the mortgage company will have to then file an appeal. If the judge grant that appeal, that's when it should start all the way back over. But if the judge deny the appeal and grant me my house with prejudice, that means they can't reverse the case. And that shit rare. You can win a case like that. Like, I don't want to waste time doing that. I want to monopolize off the banks. I want to be that Grant Cardone. I want to be in a situation where I got 4, 5 houses getting built at one time. One time, and I'm just selling them off, or I'm closing on the homes and borrowing against the equity, and the equity is crazy, and I go ahead and borrow more and borrow more and borrow more and borrow more and get more houses built, and I'm monopolizing off of it. So with the financial literacy that I might have, I might take that, and because you got to understand that relationships is better than just getting over, because you might get over on one house, that's cool, but you still want to be in a position. You get what I'm saying? You want to be in position because you want to be able to multiply on so many levels. My goal is to build. Remember, I got to come back home first. I'm going back to Florida. I'm going to Santa Rosa first. Santa Rosa, northern Florida. I want to build out there. I'm going to go to Phoenix, Arizona. I want to build out there. I'm gonna do something in Texas, but Florida has always hit my eyes in real estate. Because if y'all from Florida, y'all will know, man, it's a hot spot. I can't wait to get something built back at home. Chicago, not my home no more. Florida is. But real estate good out there. You go to Arizona, go everywhere. Really, you go everywhere. You go to Florida, Arizona. You can go to Nevada. That's a good area too to build in real estate. You want to deal with North Carolina? That's another hot spot. Uh, dang, what's some more places like Alaska, Utah? You can go out there and get something started. Yeah, yeah. You go out there. You can really expand even more. You can take yourself to a whole nother level. Instead of me just arguing over this one house. I want my house. I'm indigenous to this land. I control this. But you missing the big picture. You're missing the entire big picture because you just want this little piece of property. You don't even want everything. You just want this little piece, which is okay. It's a good piece of the pie, but it's not something because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that because the house is gonna pay for itself. You get what I'm saying? House gonna pay for itself. You can just buy off the house. If you really want the house as bad as you want, as many deals that you will probably flip, you'll be in a position, your bank account 3, 4 million, you go back and buy the whole house off. And now you own the house. You happy now? You get what I'm saying? So my goal is to monopolize it because while I'm disputing this house, remember, it's still gonna be taking a hit on my credit. I'm still gonna be fighting the banks because my credit report gonna be tarnished. And that's one thing that I'm not looking to get into. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not looking to get into. My goal is to monopolize off of it, capitalize off of it, keep it pushing, keep it moving. And like I said, family, that's what we're gonna be talking about Sunday. Sunday, we're gonna be getting. I'm gonna list all the banks that I recommend. I should recommend everybody to go to. I'm gonna be checking y'all credit criteria to see exactly where y'all at in y'all credit journey. I'm also going to see what banks who y'all actually bank with now. I'm also going to look at y'all inquiries to see how thirsty everybody is by applying, and also you're going to get in contact with my lender. So cross country mortgage, that's my lender, but you also gonna get in contact with my loan officer because he's the manager at cross country mortgage in what's that place called again? Ohio. But it's like, what's the capital of Ohio? Cincinnati? Like Wesley. It's something. It's some part of Ohio, right? He's the manager in Ohio at the Ohio branch for cross country mortgage, and we're gonna get plugged with them because I'm gonna show you guys exactly what y'all need to be doing, especially if y'all want to get that. If y'all don't want a mortgage, if y'all feel like, hey, I don't want it, I'd rather just take an auto loan. You can go to Westlake Financial. Westlake Financial, they giving them up like nothing, like cookies. As long as you show a good payroll, a good history, Westlake Financial will give you anything you ask for. Now, also be mindful of this. Please inform me on what you are using. Are you using social or are you using an EIN number? Because I gotta navigate you on both of them because both of them not the same. They have some of the same concepts, but it's not the same entirely if you want to talk about the overall view of credit. You get what I'm saying? So if you guys using that social, let me know. If you're using that EIN number, let me know as well. Yeah, yeah, family. So you gotta let me know. Yeah. Yeah, the Zoom call. Look, all the information for the Zoom is gonna be on this video when I'm done. It's gonna be in the description. I'm gonna put it on right after this video. I forgot I didn't put it on yet, but I am gonna put it on this after this video just to show y'all how much it costs. Also, if you guys want to get in contact with me, my phone number is 224-463-1848. Again, it is 224-463-1848. Yeah, bro. Port St. Lucie is a good place to build as well. But it ain't really got to be the most hottest spots in Florida because everything really sold up. I really want to hit the northern part because the northern part is one part that a lot of people not hitting. Like over there outside of Destin, Florida, like outside of Pensacola, outside of Tallahassee, all the way over damn near Abbott, Alabama. Not even 45 minutes from Alabama on that coast area. Man, you can find so much real estate out there. It's so much like plans you can put out there because that's actually a place that I want to live in the northern part of Florida, but I got to put something together, you know. What's up, family? What's up? But yeah, family, I'm about to put everything right there. I'm gonna make sure that you guys get the link. Hope to see y'all there. Yes, sir. Yes, Chase. Yep. Bro, you got some properties in Mississippi. Yeah, Mississippi too. I've been hearing about Mississippi. You love, yes, sir. Ghana. Peace and love to Ghana. Panama Beach. Yeah. Panama Beach, that's what I'm talking about, bro. You want to do some real estate out there, you want to build out there too. Remember, you don't have to go knock door to door and try to do real estate deals other than putting your own money down for your own house and you get it built yourself and you can sell it yourself. You don't have to think outside the box. You don't have to work as hard. The goal is to work smart, not hard. You get what I'm saying, family? But I'm out. Peace and love to everybody. I'm about to put the information in the description. Check it out. All right, I'm out.